call this meeting to order, and I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Treaty 1 territory and the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. My name is Carrie Linklater. I'm your chairperson today, and I'm joined on the board by, or on the panel by Lynn Nesbitt and Mr. Jeff Peich. Our city assessors today are Victoria Ho and Roddy Pantania, and our admin secretary is Kelsey Harrison. We will be hearing applications for revision of the assessment roll in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that applicants or the assessor make at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparison of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the board. The board is appointed annually by City Council and is independent of it and the City Administration. It makes decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or classification, or to the Court of Queen's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the matters to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions that the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the order by registered mail as soon as possible. And as information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. Swear everybody in. Everybody can just make sure their phones are turned off. Thank you.
Do you swear in, or could you please state your name?
Roddy Pantania.
And do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Oh, affirm.
Could you please state your name?
Victoria.
And do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Swear.
Could you please state your name?
David Nishi-Beckingham.
And do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I so swear.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Nishi-Beckingham.
Thank you.
Mr. Pantania, Ms. Ho. We will start off. Mr. Pantania, you said you were going to go first,
Yeah.
I think?
Yep. So that's okay. I'll
I'd like to start us off on our
the
first.
session. So the first business that we have on file today, the file number is 19-5104. The roll year is 2020. The address is 891 Arlington Street. The business assessment ID, or the bid, is 17733. If I take it through the valuation stream, we currently have it valued at $19 per square foot, and we have that on a premise area of 1,995 square feet. Once we put the occupancy cost, it gives us a total annual rental value of $42,780. And I do have a recommendation to make, and I have some rec forms to hand over.
Okay.
The standard fare for those who worked with me.
That's right.
Thanks. The workup might look a little different from the realty one you're used to, but we have less parameters to focus on, so that's why it's a bit different, but the idea is still there. So as I mentioned, we had an original assessment on it at $19 per square foot, and when you go through the evaluation, including the occupancy cost, it gave us an annual rental value of $42,780. And after some after review of the property, it was deemed that an adjustment on the rent was necessary. And so the rent was reduced to $14.69 a square foot, and the same occupancy parameters were put in place there, which gave us a new annual rental value of $34,200.
Thank you.
And I'll accept the recommendation.
Thank you. And Ms. Nesbitt, questions?
I have no questions.
I have no questions. proceed to item 2.
So the next business under review, the file number is 19-5109. The roll year is for 2020. The address is 909 Lorette Avenue. The business assessment ID or the bid is 22217. And we have on the 2020 valuation stream, we have a premise area of 2,100 square feet. We have a rate of $19.57 a square foot. And when you apply the occupancy cost, it gives us a total annual rental value of $46,260. And I do have a recommendation to make on this property. So after a review of the property, it was deemed that an adjustment to the rent rate was warranted. And so we went from the original rent of $19.57, we adjusted it down to $17.33 a square foot. And then when we apply all the occupancy parameters, we get a revised annual rental value, a total of $41,520.
And I'll accept the recommendation.
Thank you. Questions, Ms. Nesbitt?
I have no questions.
Mr. Hutch? Whenever you're ready, continue.
So are we continuing with 627 Ellis?
Oh, there, 627, yeah, so I'd like to withdraw that one. Yeah, okay.
627 Ellis, you'd like
Yes.
to withdraw?
Oh, you're ahead of me.
Just the bottom section is fine.
Great, thanks.
Thank you. So we'll proceed to 815 Ellis Avenue.
Okay, so the file number for the subject property under review is 19-5108. The roll years for 2020, the address is 815 Ellis Avenue, and the business assessment ID is 19765. And so if we look at the subject property on our valuation stream, we have a 2,100 square foot area. We have that valued at $18.49 a square foot. And when you add the occupancy cost, it gives us a total annual rental value of $43,980. And I have a recommendation to make on this property. So if we take a look at our valuation of the subject property, we had the original value of $18.49, and we were able to reduce that down after an adjustment to $15.43 a square foot. And we applied the occupancy parameters, and it gives us a newly revised annual rental value of $37,560.
Thank you.
And we'll accept the recommendation.
Thank you. Questions, Ms. Nesbitt? No questions, Mr. Hutch? Move on to Corden.
And so the file number for the subject property under review is 19-5105. The roll year is 2020. The address is 781 Corden Avenue. And the business assessment ID is 18861. So we have one premise that has a valuation on it of $20.89 per square foot at 2,100 square feet. Once you apply the occupancy cost, it gives us an annual rental value of $49,020. And I do have a recommendation on this one. And so as previously mentioned, we had a rental rate that was applied of $20.89. And after a review of the property, it was deemed that a reduction was necessary, and we adjusted the rent down to $17.43 a square foot. And then when you run the occupancy costs on there, as well as the original valuation, it gives us or as the valuation on the $17.43, it gives us a revised annual rental value of $41,760.
We'll accept our recommendation.
Thank you. Questions, Ms. Westbrook?
No questions.
Mr. Page? Proceed to Ness Avenue.
Okay, and so the file number for the subject property is 19-5097. The roll year is 2020. The address is 1880 Ness Avenue, and the business assessment ID is 4604. On the original valuation stream, we had a premise area of 2,100 square feet, which we had valued at $24.09 per square foot. And once the occupancy costs were included on the valuation, it gives us an annual rental value of $55,740. And I do have a recommendation to make on this one as well.
Copies? I'm going to give you my copy when we talk about it.
Okay,
So if you don't have
thank
enough,
you.
that's fine. It's the same one I got here.
That's probably where that.
Yeah.
Where the heck's wrong? So once we did a review of the property, so on the original valuation stream, as I previously mentioned, we had $24.09 at 2,100 square feet. And when you went through the valuation, it gave us a annual rental value of $55,740. And after a review, it was deemed that an adjustment was necessary, so we adjusted the rent down to $17.43 a square foot. And we applied the areas and the occupancy cost to that value, and it gives us a newly revised annual rental value of $41,760.
We'll accept that recommendation.
Thank you. Questions?
I have no questions.
Mr. Page? I just have one question, Mr. Fontanier. All of these reductions, are they all in line with the realty value? Is that why they change?
Some of them were trickled down from the realty appeals, and some of them we did an overall approach to the entire city as a whole, and so we had a methodology in place based on the revenue sources that the 7-Elevens were providing, and based on the area that they were, and then from there we tried to do a homogeneous approach to have a rental rate that was similar to all the 7-Elevens, perhaps with some slight adjustments based on if they provided more revenue sources than just the Slurpee and coffee machines. So that was the approach that we applied, so that's why all of the rents seem to kind of follow the same consistent value, and they fluctuate slightly based on the areas and the different factors, but they all had that same methodology in place. So
Okay.
yeah, so some of them did have the realty reviews on them, but I believe the ones that I looked at, a lot of them we just applied the methodology, and if the rents were needed to be adjusted, then we adjusted the rents based on that.
Terrific, thank you.
Believe it or not, there's actually a lot more 7-Elevens than what we just had.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The rest of my colleague and another full document.
Yeah, and then there was a bunch that we didn't appeal, so they going through the process. There was
Oh, my goodness.
quite a few.
Okay. And Mr. Pontini, is that?
That's it for me.
finished?
Yeah, so then
Okay.
my colleague can take over with her
Yes.
6.
Okay, I can start reading?
Yep.
Okay, So file number 19-5098, the rolled year is 2020. The address is 1795 Portage Avenue. Business ID is 4952. The application to appeal of the total annual rental value of $47,340. Total area of premises is 2,100 square feet. The overall ARV with the total occupancy cost is $22.54. Starting with a base table rate of $20.10 a square foot. However, I have a recommendation to reduce the ARV from $47,340 to $37,560. And if you see the under the subject bid information, this will have the new total base ARV calculation at $15.43, along with the total occupancy cost, which will have the new ARV at $37,560.
Thank you. Question,
Oh, sorry, I accept the recommendation. I'm just trying to catch up on the follow up the paperwork here.
Ms. Nesbit?
I have no questions.
Thank you.
Move on to item 8, Mountain Avenue.
File number is 19-5110, roll year is 2020, address is 772 Mountain Avenue, business assessment ID is 22974. We have the under appeal total annual rental avenue as $50,460. Total area of the premises is 2,000 square feet. We have the overall ARV per square feet is $25.22. And that's the overall with the table rent and the total occupancy cost. The original base was $22.77 square feet. However, if you look at the under the subject bid here, I am proposing a new base ARV of $14.68 for a new annual rental value of $34,260.
And we'll accept that recommendation.
Thank you. Questions, Ms. Nesbit?
I have no questions.
Questions, Mr. Page?
Thank you.
Thank you. Whenever you're ready, Ms. Hunt.
Okay, so file number 19-5103, roll year is 2020. The address is 1871 Main Street. Business assessment ID is 7359. We have the total annual rental value appealed at $55,740. Total area of premises is 2,100 square feet. The overall ARV per square feet is $24.09. Now, again, if you look into under the subject bid table, I'm proposing a new base ARV per square feet of $17 for a new annual rental value of $40,860.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll accept that recommendation.
Thank you. Questions, Ms. Nesbit?
I have no questions.
Mr. Page?
I have no questions.
I have none. Thank
Okay.
you. Move on to Osborne Street.
Okay, file number 19-5112, roll year is 2020, address is 568 Osborne, business assessment ID is 23959. The total annual rental value under appeal is $46,260. Total area of premises is 2,100 square feet. The overall ARV per square feet is $22.03 per square foot. Under the subject bid ID in the table, I am proposing a new base ARV per square feet at $16.33, which will bring a new recommended annual rental value of $39,420.
And we'll accept that recommendation.
Thank you. Any questions?
I have no question.
I have a new recommendation for file number 19-5092.
Thank you. Thank you.
So file number 19-5092, real year is 2020, address is 1490 Pembina Highway, business assessment ID is 888. Total annual rental value under appeal is $47,340. Total area of all premises is 2,100 square feet. The overall ARV per square feet is $22.54 per square feet. I am offering a recommendation of $18.60 for the base ARV per square feet, which will produce a new recommended annual rental value of $44,220.
Thank you.
And we'll accept that recommendation.
Thank you. Questions, Ms. Bliss?
I have no questions.
Rich?
And then the last one on the docket is 1103 Pembina Highway, and we would like to withdraw that.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Thank you. And that concludes our hearing this afternoon.
Yes.